Happy Showcase Sunday, everybody. And this week's Showcase Sunday is our Showcase Sunday summary, explaining all the top tips from the last 4 weeks of our amazing panelists who help and support us on the Showcase Sunday for our industry, for the business owners, for the employees, managers, you name it, to help you and your business thrive. So the first Showcase Sunday that we'll go over to is Rachel Beauchamp. And Rachel Beauchamp is from Lancaster University, giving us top tips on innovation and explaining how you can innovate within your business and get all the help and support to bring in a prototype. So let's go over to Rachel. And Rachel, would you like to introduce yourself, who you are, what you do and why you do it?
Yes, of course. So my name is Rachel Beauchamp. I work at Lancaster University and I work in a business development role at the uni. So my main focus is to work with organisations and get them engaged with our fantastic projects that we've got here at the university, or working with our students to help you as an organisation sort of develop something new, have some research done for you, and really sort of help your business to grow and develop. And I love Lancaster University. So I'm one of those people. I came to study here when I was 18 and I've never left. So I did my degree here. I just fell in love with the place because I think it just has so much to offer for the people that are here, the students that come, and the community as well. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
So that leads us to our, as always, we always ask our 5 top tips to all our Showcase Sunday panelists. So what 5 top tips have you got for us, Rachel, today?
Yeah, so my first one is just the idea of engaging and collaborating with others. It's so important to see what is out there, talk to people and find out how you can engage, how you can collaborate. And sort of number 2 of my top tips feeds into that as well. And it is this idea of sort of network I've written down. And I think for a lot of us, the idea of networking makes you go, oh, that's horrible, and you have sweaty palms and worrying about what networking is. But if thinking about it just as a targeted conversation, meeting new people, finding people that are doing similar things to you or have similar ideas to you, it's much nicer than sort of just the idea of a bunch of stuffy people in suits in a room awkwardly drinking coffee from a cup. And it's meeting new people and networking and finding out what's going on is so important. Number 3, is taking advantage of opportunities. So seeing what comes up to you and just say yes, because if it goes somewhere fantastic, brilliant. If it goes somewhere and it's a bit of a flop, at least you've tried. And everything isn't going to go perfect all the time, but take advantage of that opportunity and see where it takes you, because it's this idea of you always regret the things that you didn't do rather than regretting the things that you did do. And when there's these opportunities here in front of you, try it. What have you got to lose, really? Number 4, I've thought about thinking beyond your bubble, because I find that a lot of people don't really engage with us as a university because they instinctively think, oh, that's not for me. A university is something else. A university is where people get degrees. It's very high level research. And yes, it is all those things, but we do also do lots of fantastic things to engage with businesses that fit within what you do. So think beyond the obvious. Think beyond your initial bubble of people that you know and reach out and see what else is out there. And sort of my last one is number 5, is really important. It's quite cheesy, but it's believe in yourself and believe in the ideas that you've got, because you've got to this stage now as a business owner working in industry because of who you are, and you need to trust that you have good ideas. Nobody knows yourself and nobody knows your business better than you, so believe in that. So if you've had an idea that you think, oh, I think this could be quite good, but I'm not too sure, don't get rid of that sort of negativity around it and just think this could be quite good. Let's investigate it. Let's see what happens and let's see where it goes.
Thank you, Rachel. And the next Showcase Sunday summary top tips comes from Wendy Sneddon from Forget Me Not Properties, an amazing lady who is actually helping businesses decide within their exit strategy, whether they want to keep the building and lease it out, or whether they want to sell the property, and giving you lots of different options. So it's worth having a look at. But she's creating space for lots of new entrepreneurs, and she's also looking at empty properties at the moment to be able to eradicate homelessness in the Scottish region. So go over to you, Wendy.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Alison. So we create spaces where great memories are made. I'm Wendy Sneddon from Forget Me Not Properties, and we buy property in any condition, and then we refurbish it, breathe life back into it, and put it back on the market, either for sale or for long or short-term rent. In a nutshell, is kind of what we do. We have built a portfolio of buy-to-let properties, and we moved into the SA market a few years ago. So just creating holiday homes, if you like, and so kind of going into that hospitality world, and now starting to look at buying buildings and converting them into apart hotels and that type of thing.
So can I ask you, as I ask all of the Showcase Sundays, what are your 5 top tips that you would offer?
Okay, so I think my number one tip, and you'll know all about this, is remember your why. So why did you get into doing this in the first place? What is your passion? And is what you're doing still meeting that passion, or is it time to kind of do something different so that you are working to your passion? So, you know, let's going back to that, revisiting that. So many people start a business or start doing something and then they get a bit stuck, but they never really knew why they were doing what they were doing. And so sometimes it's not the right thing to do. And it's, yeah, so remember why did you do it? Know your numbers. And again, you know, this is something you'll be teaching your clients left, right and centre. It's so important to track as much as you can, you know how much money's coming in and know how much money's going out. And you need to track it daily, weekly, so that you can, and forecast a little bit as well. So you can see where, you know, in a few weeks' time, we might run out of money. Okay, well, let's do something about that now. Let's increase sales, or how can we, you know, bring the costs down a bit? You can't do any of that if you're not tracking. So I think knowing your numbers is a critical part of running a business. Really important in the property as well. You know, we have to make sure that we know all our costs when we're doing a property up. We always have a contingency fund because we always find something that we weren't expecting. But yeah, we track those budgets, and then the running of the property after that. Set up systems and processes, and I've mentioned that already. But you know, if you were to pop your clogs tomorrow, how would your business survive? You know, so if you've created a business and you're really passionate about it and you love your clients, you know, you want to make sure that the service they're getting will continue when you're not around anymore. So it's, you know, what can you put in place? And that will really help you move forward, you know, towards the end. Choose the right people.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is so important to be surrounded by great people greater than you. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle a bit. You know, you've got to get your ego out of the way and employ people better than you, because then you can truly step away when you need to and do the things that you want to be doing, and be that figurehead of your business, and you know, kind of reach out for new opportunities. And I think, you know, I've got an HR background, so I understand, you know, the kind of challenges that are faced with recruitment at the moment. But and this is why having your why is so important, because people will be attracted to you because of what you believe in. And so remembering your why and shouting about that, you know, is what will bring the right people into your arena. But yeah, so a good team around you. And then get your business running without you. That has to be tip number 5. It has to be tip number 1, but it's, you know, and this isn't about saying I'm going to be a lazy so-and-so and not do anything. This is about saying, you know, I want to you know, if you want your business to run better, you have to be able to look above and kind of see it below and kind of see everything that's moving. If you're there busy working in the business, then you're not going to have that overview and be able to see where the opportunities are, you know, what new services could you offer. And yeah, it's about working to your strengths as well, you know, become a business owner. And eventually one day you may want to sell that business, or you may want to pass it on. And if you've created it in that way, then it's just going to be so easy to do and so much more valuable as well. So those would be my kind of top 5 tips.
Wow, thanks Wendy for your top tips. That's amazing. And the next Showcase Sunday summary comes from Helen Goad, the anxiety slayer. And at a time where there's lots of business owners, lots of managers, lots of staff who are full of anxiety, and she gives us not just amazing top tips, but she actually gives us an exercise of where you can actually slay your own anxiety and help you focus. And Helen is an incredible lady who is also helping boost lots of people who have lost confidence recently. Throughout the pandemic, it's had a real good you know, work on mental health and well-being, and she actually demolishes or slays anxiety and helps you focus on what you want to do, but actually able to do it. So let's go over to you, Helen.
So yes, I'm Helen, also known as the anxiety slayer. Why? Because that's my aim as a therapist, is to get people feeling calmer by removing anxiety. There is a lot of therapists out there that talk about managing anxiety, talking about learning ways to cope, ways to live with anxiety. For me, that's not what I want. I want my clients to actually be able to live an anxiety-free life. Yes, anxiety is absolutely an absolutely normal response, reaction to a threat. However, to feel anxious and uncomfortable for no reason, that's not normal. That's not normal at all. So yeah, that's my aim, is to get people feeling calm and removing anxiety. Just a quick background on me. I was a radiographer in another work life in the NHS, and after having children, I wanted to set up a business and got into the mental health world through my partner's mental health. A lot of therapists kind of begin therapy because of their own journey through mental health, but mine has been slightly different in the fact that I have lived with anxiety from, in a sense, an external point of view through my partner and what he's been through and what happened for him. Became a hypnotherapist, and then in the last, oh gosh, it's probably about 3 or 4 years now, I did a therapy called BWRT, which stands for Brain Working Recursive Therapy, and that really kind of ignited the anxiety side of things. And yeah, here I am now, funneling down and niching and working with people that suffer with anxiety, panic, fears, phobias, and the odd habit. So I do the odd quit smoking session and things like that as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
So what are your 5 top tips, Helen?
So get out in nature. Get it, and if you can't get out in nature, but if you can spend a few minutes stood at a door with a bit of fresh air on your face, whatever it is, wherever your scenarios are, situation is, if you can grab that, brilliant. And if you can allow your staff to do that as well, if you're in a sense sort of the managerial roles, and you allow and kind of, because if you can allow them that time out, you're going to get more productivity in the long run out of it, sort of a thing. So yeah, as we said, rule of 3, out in nature is a really, really, really good one. And if it's okay with you, Alison, I'm going to do that little kind of technique that I mentioned about. Is it okay to do it now? Or do I need to hang on and do it?
Yeah, no, this is really interesting because right now it's so relevant anyway for the whole country, but it's also very, very relevant for the hospitality industry. And Helen's very kindly offered to give us a gift that we'll keep giving in sharing one of her tools with us. So this, you know, this is really important. So do you want to do that now?
I'll do it now if that's okay
Yeah,
with you.
okay.
So literally, all I want you to do is I want you to just make yourself comfortable, whether you're sat in your chair or whatever it is, just make yourself comfortable. When you're ready, I'll just get you to close your eyes for me. You don't have to if you don't wish to, but closing your eyes takes away one of our senses, which helps us to imagine and focus our attention a little bit more. And all I want you to do is just to literally be aware of your breathing. Just be aware of every breath in and every breath out. And as you're breathing in, allow yourself to breathe in a sense of calmness. And if you can, breathe in right down into your belly. Really breathe right down into your belly if you can. If that's not comfortable, that's okay. But if you can, breathe right down into your belly. And as you breathe out, just imagine yourself breathing out any tension, any worries, any stress, any anxieties, breathing them out and breathing them away. And as you're just allowing your breathing to be calm, to be gentle, to be comfortable, I just want you in your mind to just drift to a comfortable place. And it might be somewhere that you know and have been many times, or it might be somewhere completely new and completely made up, but just allow your mind to take you to somewhere comfortable. It could be on a beach, it could be on top of a hill or a fell. In fact, it could even be sat in your front room in your favourite chair. Just allow yourself to be somewhere comfortable. It could be a field in the middle of nowhere. But as you're here in this comfortable place, I want you to allow yourself to absorb all the positive energy from this place. So if you're outdoors, imagine the warmth of the sun and it penetrating deep inside of you. But just allow yourself to absorb the positive energy that's around you in your comfortable place. And as you're there in your comfortable place, what I'd like you to do is I'd like to imagine that you've got a shield around you. Now, this could be a shield a little bit like Captain America style shield, or it could be literally like a bubble around you. Go with whatever feels right for you, because whatever feels right for you is absolutely right for you. And this shield around you protects you. It protects you and it holds all the positive energy inside of you. And the amazing power that this shield has is that it allows any negative energy to just bounce off and bounce away. Literally, it just bounces off and bounces away. Yes, you're still aware of everything that's happening and everything that's going on, but that negative energy in that moment, you don't absorb it. It just bounces off and bounces away. The only thing, and I mean this, the only thing that gets through your shield is positive energy. Positive energy absolutely penetrates through and inside of you, and that's amazing. The laughs, the giggles, the smiles, the things that you enjoy doing, all that positive energy absolutely gets through. Negativity bounces off and bounces away. So just a very quick example. Just example that maybe you've got somebody that has said something to you and it was uncomfortable and it wasn't a very nice thing. Whether they meant it or not, it doesn't matter. It might have been a moment of complete stress and just this garble all came out of them and you were the one that, bless you, you were the one that got it in the neck, so to speak. But imagine that moment now with your shield and all of those negative words, they just bounce off and bounce away. You don't absorb them. You don't let them through. They literally just bounce off and bounce away. And that is fantastic. You have created yourself an amazing shield that is there to protect you, and it's there all the time. Always there. Whatever you're doing, it's there. And if you find yourself in a situation where you may want to strengthen your shield for whatever reason, you can do that. You might find yourself going into a situation that you feel you need a bit of extra protection for whatever reason. You can turn it up. And that turning it up might just be a thought. Or there might be a dial somewhere that you can literally, in your mind, just turn it up. Turn that strength up. You have that ability now to use this. As I said, it's always there. You can always strengthen it if you ever feel you need to. And all I want you to do now is just, once again, be aware of your breathing. And just allow yourself now to drift all the way back here to the here and now, knowing that you have got your shield there protecting you all the time. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow, thank you, Helen. What an incredible Showcase Sunday and great exercise that. It made me nice and relaxed. And the next Showcase Sunday, we go over to Angela Rawlinson. Now, Angela Rawlinson, actually, we revisited her Showcase Sunday from early in the year, but it's really important, especially even though the price cap has come in for energy, she actually helps and supports. And you've got to look at, you know, it's not just about the business, but it's about your staff, you're about your team, your staff houses, and see how you can help and support your team in their own house to actually get the best deal so that they're not worried about their finances or their energy bills as well. So it's all about the full control. So over to you, Angela.
Morning, Alison. I'm Angela Rawlinson. I live in Kendal. I've been partnered with Utility Warehouse for 9 years. I'm a retired police officer. So I started doing this job whilst I was still in the police. So yes, that's what I do. I do it and I love it.
Excellent. Why do you love it? What's unique and different about Utility Warehouse, Angela?
I think we're very different to all the other energy providers or service providers because we give that personal service, and it's about helping people to streamline their finances, their monthly outgoings, so that everything's on one bill and they can budget easier.
I like to ask all my guests who come on our Showcase Sunday, what are the 5 top tips that you can give?
Oh, what I would say is find somebody that you connect with. So I like to think I'm quite an easygoing person, and so is Wayne. So find somebody that you can connect with, that you can talk to, that you can ask questions without feeling silly about the question that you ask, because there's no such thing as a silly question, only the one that you didn't ask, really. So you hopefully get to know, like, and trust them. That's really important. That kind of starts when you meet them. You know, meet them more than once. Stick me in a room, ask me any questions that you want, and I'll just get on with it. I think you should expect a personal service from the person that you're dealing with. You don't always get that with the big providers. You know, that's not important to them. What's important to them is that you pay your bills. What's important to us is that we make people feel comfortable and they can get that personal service from us 24/7. So, you know, let us look after you and your employees so that you can get on with doing what you're best at. And lastly, I would say, you know, be kind, support people, support your employees, have empathy. You have actually no idea what they're going through personally with their bills. It may affect their work. When they're at work, you know, at the hotel or guest house or, you know, at the bar, you have no idea what they're actually going through. So if you've got nothing nice to say, then don't bother saying it at all. That's what I say. So just be kind and understand.
Thank you, Angela. Now, great Showcase Sunday. Thank you very much and see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.